All right. Oh, I've invited you to co-host. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna do.
Ah,
Yo, yo.
who's this DeFi McCoy? DeFi McCoy is in the hood, bro, from California, baby.
Yeah, I just saw that. He's following us. He's the main man here. He was the first to join, actually.
Well, he's not a sender. He doesn't follow me.
Well, we'll convert him today, huh?
Well, maybe we'll get him a send tag.
That's it. That's it. How you going, man? You have a good weekend?
Yeah, everything's going really good.
Nice, man. Nice.
Preparing to go to East Denver on Wednesday.
Cool.
Yeah, traveling with the family.
Oh, very nice. You're gonna train those little ones up to be senders early, DeFi senders.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him a job on Discord.
Dude, they'll probably do better than some of these mods out there. You never know.
Put that on a resume. We're having 2024, 2025 to 2028 Discord mod. They're gonna be like, bro, you were 4.
What were you responsible for? Posting cool pictures.
Yeah, meme. I'm a medic artist. They're like 9.
Yeah, so funny, man.
They would be in tap with what's cool, I guess, maybe or maybe not. I don't know.
Okay, well, they can make sure everyone at their preschool or kindergarten has a send account, and then they can tip each other lunch money.
Yeah, sick.
Nice, man. Yeah, well, hey, if you're there, I was really thinking about going, just lurking around, but I can't make it this year. So, plug Mask for us if you see anyone who's interested in that tech.
Yeah, I can do that. I can spread the just remind me. Make sure you're reminding me during Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I can and I'll definitely get the word out. When is the browser out?
We're still under review on the extension again. They're just taking their time. Usually they take, I think, 4 or 5 days to do like a further review. So just waiting on that now. But we've got other plans just in case. We might just release it for with just the manual file, and you can go into your Chrome and load it manually. But we've also been working behind the scenes to get it ported for Firefox, because there's a good amount of Firefox users out there too. While we're waiting, we can do that too.
Nice. That sounds good, bro.
Yeah, using our time, man. But nothing's fast with these places, with approvals on freaking listings and app stores and all that.
So who we got today? We got what's his name coming on?
Well, he said he was going to join. Maybe Larry can't make it, or he's sleeping. I don't know. He's in Hong Kong, or he might be. Yeah, I believe he was in Hong Kong last time. It's early morning there, so he might wander in as we start, I guess. He's a very busy guy, though, and we'll see if he can join us. But if not, it's cool, bro. We're going to talk what's happening in Mask and Send, and then maybe touch on like neobanks, because I think you're vying to become a neobank, right? Is that the goal?
Yeah, we are. So, I was saying this the other day is like we're talking about. I shared something in the chat or in our team chat the other day, and basically what it's saying, is if you want to, let me see where we at. We're kind of becoming a neobank because not a neobank, but let me see. I'm scrolling. Millennials and Gen Z are transforming trading practices characterized by higher risk tolerance and more frequent trading than older generations. About 70% of young traders make monthly trades compared to 24% of boomers, with a particular interest in cryptocurrency. So, originally we were just going to have, 3 assets in the app, but I think, we're going to add this. The swaps are being worked on now. And we're going to add, you're going to be able to trade everything on Base. So you'll be able to hold Mask in the app.
Nice.
Yeah. We have to go this direction. It's another stream of income. And this is particularly from Blade. Blade is coming in and helping lead a lot of strategy. So he came in here. He's kind of leading us in this direction. But I like it. I think it's going to be good for us. But again, if you look at the research, if you've done the research and you look at the statistics, And people that adopt neobanks are younger people. They also want to trade. So this just makes sense for us.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. And again, I think sometimes you and I will chat and we sort of front run these ideas, right? About all of that. But I mean, the volume on Base is just growing, and it's silly not to try and capture some of it. But yeah, I did some reading on that too, man, because I use several neobanks. I've been using some of early ones for years, and seeing how the experience is getting better and better. And I mean, it seems like it's a massive sector for people under 35. Like, that seems to be a big demographic, which obviously overlaps hugely with crypto, right? I mean, people in crypto are savvy with technology. They want to be quick and fast with their money. They don't like fees, but they're also conscious about privacy, right? So it's a lot of stuff that you and I work on. But I did read an article too. They said that neobanks that use crypto, because remember, neobanks could also just be traditional where they don't have crypto, but the ones that have been integrating crypto have had 3 times as fast customer acquisition compared to their competitors.
Wow.
So, you add crypto into your neobank, you will get 3 times as many 3 times as many customers, really, in the same rate of time, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So you want to grow.
I asked Jesse which wallet is responsible. He's actually in a space right now. Which wallet is responsible for most of the trading volume on Base?
Well, he'd probably say Coinbase wallet.
Is that true though? I mean,
Well, I don't know. I guess it'd be hard for them to see what type of wallet it is, actually, because the addresses might not reveal it. I guess they could try and look at some RPC data, but again, yeah. But there's been a hell of a lot of funding in crypto-focused neobanks too. Last year, billions of dollars, it looks like. But you want to be lean, you can keep it fast and mean, man. And green.
Yeah, lean, mean, and green. More? Okay.
So how are you gonna do so you're saying SendSwap, when that goes live, you're scoping to make it open to all Base available tokens. Will you guys have a token list to make sure you don't see all the crap and the scam ones? Oh, I lost him on speaker. Must be the kids playing with the phone. I'll send you another invite. Well, while you're coming back online, yeah, neobanks. I mean, the other thing is, like, who doesn't want to get away from fees? Oh, when you guys get onto SendSwap being live in the app, are you guys going to have a way to like filter just approved tokens, just so you can only see legit stuff, because I think that tricks not tricks, but it's a stumbling block for a lot of people. Like, for example, my brother, he's not as savvy as me on crypto, but he's constantly like looking at tokens on, I think he uses the crypto.com DeFi wallet, and it will still show all these obvious scam tokens as if they're good ones, and people might swap for them,
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to give them any like suggestions, right? They're going to have to get the contract address themselves, right? Unless we start like rating stuff and say, hey, maybe you should buy this. Do we do that?
Well, I mean, you could I guess one way is just using token lists like that are already pre-screened, like Uniswap token lists or Aerodrome token lists. They've got like curated lists that are community cooked. You're probably up for those.
It would be nice if we could have curated lists and kind of, say, hey, this is kind of, I mean, I guess without, we don't want to give them investment advice, but hey, this is a good token that you should be buying possibly,
Yeah, it's not to say you recommended tokens, but just like the safe white, it's like a white list, Like, I think you could probably go off the Optimism Superchain list, which is a public repo.
Let's look on what are the top. If we go to cryptocurrencies and let's go categories, we can go.
DeFi Llama is where it's at with all the data.
Oh, DeFi Llama. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good, bro. Let's have a look. Base volume $860 million in the last 24 hours. Wow.
Trading volume.
Yeah. Well, it just says chain volume. Let's have a look at let's look at app revenue. Cumulative app revenue. Almost $1 million yesterday. Wow. 850,000.
Damn, so early.
I know, bro. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. And then revenue, it's obviously peaked in January, but yeah. TVL.
Well, I'm seeing app revenue at $4.2 million.
Is that on base?
Yeah, that's on base.
Oh, I just went to the chain. Maybe I'm on. Where do you see that?
No, let me see. 847. Oh, I see it. Oh, wait, let me see.
Yeah. Well, Morpho's catching up too, though. They got some big TVL.
Yeah, how much TVL they got?
Almost $500 million.
Fuck.
They're on 9 chains. I don't know how much of that. I think that's on base. I don't know if it's just base only. I think that's the protocol. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty impressive though. Oh yeah, that is just base only. That's pretty good for being a fairly, relatively new protocol. And so you guys are integrating with them. How's that send to earn program going?
Yeah, that's going. It's actually going through an audit right now.
Oh, nice. Who do you guys usually use? Are you allowed to say which audit company you use?
Yeah, we can say we were going to go through. We were going to go through a company called Halborn. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I was going to use Halborn, but then and Moonwell was going to pay for it, but then Halborn said, we got to have these contracts in place. We got to do this, and this, and we just wanted to move too fast to get all that done because they were supposed to start the audit on Friday, but that would have delayed everything. So we got these other guys working on it from a place called Creed.
Oh, nice. Well, hey, I know Larry might join us or maybe not, but he's also the CSO of MetaTrust. They did a token audit for us, but they also do contract audits with like senior engineers as well, not just AI tools. Chat with him if you get stuck, man. He hooked us up with a nice quick.
Who are you talking about?
The guy who's supposed to join us as a guest, Larry.
Oh yeah.
I'll send you a link, bro. He's very well connected. They do some pretty high-end auditing too. They own the proprietary rights for some of the AI tools that most of the auditing companies use, which is interesting.
Really? Oh yeah, because they probably use AI, huh? Yeah, that's true.
Most of the time, yeah. Usually they'll do an AI audit, several screenings, and then they'll have human engineers. If they're worth what you're supposed to be paying for, they have human engineers, senior engineers, which will also sign off on it.
How much is an audit?
It depends, man, how big your contract is and how many functions there are and stuff.
Yeah, Halborn quoted us about 10 grand.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's quite competitive now. As long as you're not going to Certic, I don't think they're that good anymore, obviously. Yeah, man. But no, it's happening on base. So how's your guys' user growth going?
The wallet numbers are going up, but the holders are going up, 18,174.
Wow.
But there's some on-chain, we're still getting Centag registered, but the daily active users are not going up.
Right.
So that tells me that there's people kind of trying to game it. Actually, yesterday we had a good day for returning daily active users. We had 1,430 yesterday. Yeah, and the day before that we had 1,200. So, I think I don't know. I'm watching it though because we're getting closer to the snapshot date, and I think, and whoever's on here will know this because they're listening. But I think as we get closer, I think I might do the snapshot early because there's going to be a lot of people that are trying to deposit just to get the rewards. So what they'll do is they'll have, let's say, a little bit, 500,000, and what they'll do is they'll be sending, and then they'll get, they're a friend of theirs will have whatever 10, 20,000, and they'll send them, well, actually no, that's going to take from theirs, but they try to spread it around. They try to deposit at the last minute to see if they,
I see what you're saying. They try and finish their streak like the percentage bar, like all the way to the end with a low balance, and then they deposit at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, can you clarify or just reiterate the send streak dynamics? Because I've been trying to hit it, and I send like twice a day now to try and get my streak, but it hasn't been moving. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong.
Well, how much are you at? What's your streak?
Well, I my streak was at 3, but I started halfway through the month, so I know I missed the first week or two because I was busy with other stuff.
Your streak. What's your progress? Because there's two different things. The streak is basically you send every day, and that's easy. You send every day. If you miss a day, then you have to start over, and it's not going to count the streak until you get past your best streak. So if you have 5, you're going to have to send a streak of 6 before it starts to move because it'll just stay at 5.
No, that makes sense. I get that, and I'm well past 3. Like I've looked at my activity; it's like 6 or 7 days in a row, but it hasn't changed. But my progress is at 98%, so that's all good.
So you're good. You're good, bro.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that streak up, man.
What are you getting? About 20, 30,000, 40,000?
Nah, the last few I only got 6,000. I don't know what was changing.
Yeah, so what is that? That's about 6 million, right?
No, I've got 40 million on there.
No, I'm saying 6,000 would be 6 million.
Oh yeah, in the old days.
In the old days, yeah. So that's
or 600,000.
Yeah,
600,000.
600. No, wait, 6. Oh yeah, 600,000. What?
I thought you were good at math. You said last time you were real good at math.
I know. I already got it wrong twice. I'm good at simple math. That's pretty simple, though, right? That just seems kind of low. What do you mean? You're only getting how much?
I mean, we don't need to talk about it too much, but yeah, I remember I asked you guys a little bit. I'm like, hey, is it changed? But then I don't know. What I'll have to look at it. I know there was that change with. Oh, my referrals are not good. I send the link out and stuff, but people haven't been buying the send tag straight away.
Referrals.
Yeah, I'll try.
You don't even have max referrals on the total referrals.
I think I've got one, and then someone used it and didn't finish the send tag purchase. I don't know. I'm gonna push it though. I'm gonna rep the game.
Yeah, you got to get your total referrals to 2.
Yeah, I got to get it up.
That's a big one.
Well, okay. I'm gonna leak a little bit. I'm gonna try and do a send Mask sort of promo, and we're gonna give away some subscriptions for Mask the DVPN as well, so you can use it in the extension. But we're gonna try and use Send app to do the rewards and do the people can use it to pay. So it'll all be manual, of course, but yeah, I'm just gonna do a bit of a promotion drive with that. So if you're a sender and you want to get a VPN where you're at, and a Web3 one at that, then keep in touch or follow our account, follow my account as well, and yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Hell yeah!
By the way, a couple of our devs are from, and they live and work from Nigeria, and they use VPNs all the time, and they're using Mask, and they talk to their friends about it, who are all devs, and they love it. I mean, you guys have an amazing community. That's a lot of people are in there, which is good.
Yeah. Hey,
very passionate.
Market's getting fucking hammered. Did you see this Ox coin?
Oh, well, oh yeah. I wonder why Suzu and his buddy rugged again.
Yeah, they rugged again, bro. Oh man.
Why? It's so surprising. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
This thing ran to 125 million market cap.
Why? I just don't get why people trust scammers again and again when they're just I just don't get it. He did this whole health maxing arc, right, and decided to be this this critic to other scammers, and it's dude, just fuck off. Just go off X, You're lucky you didn't do 10 years in jail, run off with your, funneled money that you put away and hid away, and just get off the earth. Like, who cares? But no.
Yeah, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt on that. I thought he was, but he fucked up some people out of money. I think Arthur Hayes was all mad about it, but yeah, he's just a piece of shit, dude.
I don't know, man. When you mess up that big, you just got to cut your losses and fuck off, right? Like, I just don't get it. It happens so much, man. Like, I bet you if Mashinsky came back and said, I'm going to make a Celsius 2, there still would be a whole bunch of people that would just put their money in there and chase you.
Well, he's going to jail, right, for a long time?
Supposedly, but I mean, some people would still go and invest in something that SBF starts if he gets out. I just it's like people the degens are just suckers for pain. I don't get it.
Well, look at it. Didn't North Korea launch a coin and it got up to what is that at right now? The Lazarus coin.
Oh my God, I don't know. I haven't haven't looked at that either, but.
It was 5 million.
It's nuts. It's just so crazy. But I did notice though one thing I like about being on base is that ruthless LP rotation, like where everyone's just like front running each other PvP style. Like it's not as hard out crazy on base. Like it's ruthless on Solana, and over the last probably 6 to 12 months, a lot of people have been asking, hey, why don't you port Bridge, Mass to be on Solana? You'll get lots of users. And I'm always like, okay, is that valid? And I just keep looking at it, man. Like it's to me, I haven't been convinced that Solana isn't what I've always thought, which is a VC chain of pump and dump. They have cool tech, but that's the only thing that validates their existence beyond being a degen casino, right? And I'm glad we didn't go over there because who's going to use a VPN? They go there to gamble.
I thought about doing it too. You're not going to get shit over there. Look at Full Send, 12 million market cap. This is the one of the the founder John Shahidi of Shots Podcast, right? And he's got the
John who? John Shitteater.
Yeah, John Shittier. He's got the Full Send podcast. He has he has the Nelk Boys, bro. It's at 12 million market cap with fucking 1.2 million in volume. Like the buy volume 634, the sell volume's 638, and then you go to like Jail Stool, who this dude, Dave Portnoy has been all over the fucking thing. His is only at 12 million market cap with 2.8 million in volume.
He's an idiot.
My opinion is that you need tech. People say, "Oh, memes," is the whole thing. Memes, community. You need fucking tech, bro, because you can't. Very few projects can continue to sell just the community and just the vibes and just the culture and just the content, right? So SPX is really good at that. They push out a lot of content. They'll continue to make a lot of content. They'll continue to win just because they fucking push out a lot of content. But very few teams do that. Jail Stool is not pushing out any fucking content. Same with Full Send, right? So, SPX, and I said this before, it's a media company.
Well, I mean, it's almost like how XRP has survived through the trenches, right? I literally think it's a corporate scam. They have tech, but if it wasn't for their hardcore XRP army, that cult, they're just full on cult, right? They'll shill it for 5 years just to make a new all-time high, and they don't sell. So if you get that cultist mindset in a meme and then just make content, which is low, it's low overhead to make, but high impact if you have enough people do it. It's like validation by saturation in the intention era, right? And they're just like you say, making cool content or funny content and just blasting it everywhere. And people are like, oh, this is valid. I see it.
Yeah.
It's wild. But
Clanker.
it's hard. It's hard to build these products in a sea of shit, right? To build real tech and real products that people can use. I'm sure some days you wake up, you're like, why am I doing this? Right? I'm a sucker for pain too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I know you feel the same way.
Yeah. I mean, it's rewarding, but at the same time, it does get frustrating seeing, even if it's like a pump and dump sort of action, like these other projects come and go, and these people are just extracting so much value, and it actually insults good projects, like us or others who are building good shit. Yeah, but we'll rise above. They only have so much they can extract, right? Until people wise up. I think we talked about it last week, but yeah, Kobe made a good comment. Like, you can't shame the shameless. People just need to lose to learn their lesson, and hopefully that wave of losing of enough of them will stop it happening as much.
Yeah, is your guy coming?
I guess not, bro. It's just us. He owes me one now.
Yeah,
maybe I'll score you a free audit, bro, for him bailing on us. If I can hook it up, bro, I will. I'll hit you up. Shit. So when do you leave for Denver?
I'm going to leave on Wednesday.
Damn. Okay. So, dude, I'm trying to think. Do you have merch for Ascend? You gonna wear some merch?
No, I'm not going to wear any merch.
Man, all right. Well, maybe if I can courier you some mask merch, maybe one of the days you can put that on, like a hat.
Well, I mean, it's coming from far, right?
Well, no, I could get a local supplier. Maybe I'll make a hat for Send, and I'll make a hat for Mask, and then you can just like swap them, send them your way.
Hell yeah!
Let's see if I can do it. I have 24 hours.
I'll sport it.
So. Yeah, man, do it. So, yeah, what's missing to become a neobank then for Send?
Yeah, what makes a neobank? Virtual bank accounts, cards. I'm in the stablecoin chat, and there's some pretty good people in here, and we're talking there about how to disrupt, the Visa Mastercard duopoly, and nobody knows how to do it. Nobody has figured it out. Not even Stripe. Not even a Stripe knows how to do it, right? I'm going to
send you a link I'll send you a link that they wrote on neobanks, man. You're right. Stripe is doing lots of research in there, but they haven't nailed it yet.
Yeah. The biggest cost for, I think, for companies like Stripe or for any payments companies is fraud. For cards, card fees, right? Cards, not card fees, but yeah, fraud from cards. And then also compliance, being compliant. KYC.
Yeah, that's the thing. They must have an army of lawyers because every jurisdiction they operate in will have to have all their own unique things and, regulatory differences that they have to comply with. Yeah, it's probably a nightmare. It's a whole division.
Well, one of the brothers said, though, was that what makes them so good is that in 93% of the times when they see a card, they've seen it before.
Yeah,
93%. So they've already seen the card. Basically 93 times out of 100, they've already seen that card, which obviously means, hey, this card is legit. Which obviously cuts down on their fraud massively. But I don't think they get it yet about how to disrupt that. They're not. Nobody's figured that out, and that's the key. That's the win. How do you get Visa and MasterCard out of the honeypot? Out of the cookie jar, right?
Well, I mean, I guess if you talk to the full-on on-chain maxis, they'll say you don't use them. You put all of it on-chain, which acts as its own settlement layer, right? But that is not feasible for the masses right now, right? If you onboarded, like, let's say Coinbase somehow onboarded 1 billion users in a month, 10% of the world or whatever it is, 15% of the world, I think a lot of their infra would crash and a lot of stuff would probably not be ready yet.
Right. Yeah, totally.
It'd be a good experiment. But it's interesting how you say that 93% of cards are, it kind of makes it so it's a level of privacy too. Like, segueing it over to Mask, right? Like, if they know who the card is and they know who the card's user is, then how do you ever get financial privacy back? Like, if you don't want people to know what you're spending everything on, you'd have to go back to crypto, right?
Yeah, maybe, privacy is a little bit overrated. I don't think do people really care? Maybe not.
Some people do. I mean, I think it's in terms of like surface level, right? You don't want someone to, that's the one downfall of the public ledger, right? If you give someone your wallet address and say, hey, we went out to dinner, I shouted you, shouted the dinner, you want to split it, and then you show them your wallet address, they know everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Whereas at least with banking, you give someone a bank account, they can't see what you've been doing.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely interesting, man.
Yeah, that's because everybody's always they're always diving into everybody's wallets.
Yeah, you could do a lot of on-chain sleuthing or just like looking at stuff, or they might be like, oh, hey, you've got $1 million of USDC. Like you said, you're broke last week when we went out, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Or like you figure like in 10, 15 years when everything's on chain and you can buy stuff and, it's like you're looking at the Explorer. Oh, I paid, I paid you half the dinner. And then they go and look at the blockchain Explorer and they see that, just last week you were buying a bunch of sex toys.
That's what I mean, like, yeah, it's like all on chain, like, it's how these famous people get doxxed eventually, and then people find, their wallets and whatnot, and yeah, there'll be privacy layers that are important, but I think that'll be, if you could fully abstract that away, you guys have kind of done that with send tags, right? Like you give someone a send tag and they can't instantly find your wallet. It's all in the app where it just sends. So you could look at your on-chain wallet and see where the money went, the funds.
Right.
But at least on the surface level, it's not like you're looking at a hex code, right?
Kari, what do you think is the win? What do you think is like, what's the feature that we would need to be building that everybody's going to be building in 5-10 years? Or like, what's the feature that's going to exist in 15-20 years? Bless you. Like, what's I want to always be building shit that nobody else is doing. You know what I mean? It's important that we do that. I think we're doing that with our rewards program. I think we've done that with send tags. Of course, our affiliate program, nobody's really doing that. But what else could we be doing? What do you think?
I reckon peer-to-peer lending, maybe. Like you could somehow, like, not peer-to-peer lending. What's a better way? I saw, I know some people would say Andrzej Kronjis is a grifter or whatever, but he did release a tool that I thought was very interesting, and I think it's part of Etherscan now, or at least he's done it on Sonic, is an on-chain credit score for a wallet address. And obviously it's probably not perfect. It's got to be fine-tuned and it's going to mature. But essentially, like if you go in the States, right, everyone runs on a credit score, right? You have good credit, you can go and get loans, you can go and get credit cards, you can open bank accounts, blah, blah, blah. If you've got bad credit, you're kind of fucked in society at the moment. You can't get a car loan to buy a car, you can't do this. So he's kind of like said, well, the next building block for like some kind of credit system for wallets, which are pseudo-anonymous to a person, is assessing a wallet with a credit score of how, good are they? Are they like, maybe it's something to do with like what tokens do they buy? Are they buying degen tokens? Are they putting money in Aave and they have healthy collateral, blah, blah, blah. And I think if that part is matured, you then can have things like on-chain credit. So like, let's say your Send app, you've got $10,000 of USDC. You could like have a credit line and just buy and keep your yield, keep your USDC like earning yield, but rather than depositing it straight away into Aave and like borrowing money, you could just spend like, I don't know, a certain amount a week and then pay it back, all automatically, right? You don't have to apply and all this crap. I think that would be a big stepping stone,
Yeah. Yeah, I think lending for sure. Yeah, that's a good point for sure. That's how you.
But you kind of do that with send to earn, right? Like if you had send to earn as a yield based product, and then you go ahead and still, I guess it's like, can you still spend against that and pay it back? I don't know. Or auto paying loans.
The biggest, I think definitely lending. But fucking this, man, they get this. So let's say we do lend them. Oh, you have a $3,000 credit limit. Then they go fucking spend it on a card. They go use their Visa and their MasterCard.
Yeah. I mean, I actually, this is something that is very well, it's antique. It's an antique system in the States. I know you guys have FedWire and stuff, but I know a lot of countries have pretty fast like interbank payments and stuff like that. But yeah, we've experimented a little bit with BoomFi for Mask doing a subscription type of model. If you could just do automatic payments with your wallet and pay your bills, that would be awesome too. You know, like direct debit.
Yeah, direct debit, huh?
Like, let's say, you know, your power bill comes out once a month, right?
Yeah, your power bill.
If you could pay that on chain, yeah, if you could pay that on chain with your wallet and not have to worry, that'd be awesome, bro. Like bank accounts would slowly not be required for people who want to live on chain.
If you could pay that on chain with like your bank account number.
Well, here's how you could operate, and I've been trying to like put this in place for our family, which is a lot of manual steps, right? But if you had a budget and you know your family runs about $2,000 to $3,000 a month, like obviously that's really small, but let's say it's like a small family, and you have,
$750 a week. That seems pretty normal.
Well, hey, New Zealand's pretty fucking expensive, so it's probably half of what it should be, sadly. But let's say it's like $2,000 a month, right? And you've got a whole bunch of USDC that you want to save. You want that money to work for you, so you've got it in yield. You don't want to spend it, so you borrow against your assets because you know you're going to have your money from your job or whatever, and you spend it on a credit line, all on chain, pay all your bills, and then you just deposit your fiat slavery money back to pay it off, and you don't have to touch any of your crypto. You don't have to touch anything to pay your bills. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Live off. Yeah, that's the point, is to live off the interest. That's what Moonwell talks a lot about.
Yeah, man, make your money work for you, or even staked ETH, wrap staked ETH. I mean, doing that, you can get like a net 3% loan if you deposit, or somewhere around there. If you deposit wrap stake ETH on Aave, you borrow against it, and the yield in that offsets the interest you pay on the loan, and you're really only paying a couple percent because the asset's growing, right?
Yeah, father of Mama Rico. We might add what was I gonna say? We might add staking.
Yeah, you could do staking.
We might add that, but that's the staking is gonna get you the percentage of the revenues, like the real revenues, like the USDC revenues. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think if you could mimic something, I know you asked me what would be built in 5 to 15 years. I mean, I just you can't not think about where AI is going to be then, right? And I honestly think very soon you'll have personal AI assistants that are tailored for your life, right? You'll train them up on what you want to do. It'll know, obviously, like me being a privacy guy, like I'll make sure it's a privacy preserving one that doesn't share all my shit to like a corporation, but you'd have it trained up and it will know your schedule, it will know your bills or whatever. And then you just have that assistant manage a portion of that in your financial side, and you don't have to money manage. It's all done, you know? And if you had that sort of assistant in your app, you could say, cool, I'm about to cash out some of my retirement early or something, right? I've got 10 grand. Obviously that's a small amount, but you know, what should I do with it? And then it just like helps you invest it, you know, like that's going to be the future, bro. How does AI get empowered with your crypto to do what you need it to do safely, right?
Yeah, or you just kick back, throw money in.
Yeah, man, and it's like a passive invest in financial.
There you go. Yeah, passive. You're just chilling, right? Yeah,
that's right, man. But I don't know. I'm still always thinking about the merchant side too, right? You want volumes, you want to rival Visa and MasterCard. Like you got to tap into the merchants, you got to tap into the small to medium business owners, right? And I reckon if you had a way to on-ramp them as a merchant, you create a whole marketplace in the Send ecosystem. Users can pay businesses. It's instantly cashed out to fiat if they want it, or it's kept into USDC auto convert. Doesn't matter what fucking token they pay for, obviously with a whitelist, but converts it to USDC, puts it in yield. I've literally had, because I do like some local stuff here, educating people where I live, and there's constantly businesses that come to me and they're like, "Oh, a couple years into my crypto journey, like I run a business, I want to offer customers to pay me in crypto, but I don't want to necessarily hold it all at the end of the week, right? Like if you get all your business in ETH and then ETH dumps at the end of the week 20%, you've lost 20% of your revenue because you held ETH, right?
Yeah.
So you want an auto convert, and that's what Coinbase Commerce does, but they take a 1% fee. So, for some businesses, that's okay. That's less than Stripe and Visa. What does Visa charge? 2.9%? 2%? Stripe charges 2.9% plus a fee.
3%.
Yeah, bro, that's some margins there, man. So I reckon if you could undercut them and provide a customer flywheel with merchant to customer offering, and you cut a little middleman fee, which is fair, like tiny amount, then you drive your volumes up. And
Visa, wow, MasterCard really jumped the list. Visa's ranked 15, 674 billion market cap, and MasterCard is number 17 out of 509 million market cap.
Wow, they really pushed up, huh?
Going down the list, Bank of America 338. I think what's it called? I think the next person on here is like
who powers the Fold card over in the States?
American Express. I don't know.
They just dumped to all hell recently. What happened?
What do you mean?
I saw that someone posted their shares just went plummeted from $12 to $4 or $5.
Fold is a publicly traded company?
Supposedly, yeah.
Really?
I think they're kind of a Cash App competitor. But I thought they offered cards.
Yeah, the card is issued by Sutton Bank. Sutton Bank's the same people that do the Square program.
I gotcha. Yeah, I reckon somewhere blending, merchants, small businesses, AI assistant tools, yield, passive investing, you land some of those, bro. You'll basically, the neobank advantage is you're lean because you offload all this overhead to the main providers. Some of this you may not even need a license, or you white glove it, right? You have a white label service that you package and you take a small fee and you beat them on service and usability.
Yeah, usability, UX, right? Correct.
That's it, bro. I gotta admit, though, some of the banking apps have upped the game. We're lucky New Zealand's quite good here. We've got a lot of really smooth apps and stuff, way better than the States. But
who do you
most
use
people
there?
are cashless. I've got a few different bank accounts. I think just the main ones, though, they're not. There's only one bank that's New Zealand owned still, but they're mostly all Aussie ones. There's Bank of New Zealand and stuff like that, and they're good, man. They have not instant, but same day settlement for most accounts now with peer to peer. Just if I send you $100, you get it in your bank account pretty quick. You can apply for everything in the app, credit card limits, loans, new accounts. You don't have to talk to, they don't want you to call them, right? Because that's money out of their pocket paying a human.
What is the BNZ?
That's how they roll. Yeah, BNZ, yeah. Yeah, their app's pretty slick, man. Actually, most of and that's what's happened, right? Is a customer-facing bank will create an app, and it's so good that all the other banks are like, oh crap, everyone's talking about this app. We better up our game and increase our app's service, or else we'll fall behind. And it becomes quite competitively innovative,
Yeah.
You used to roll with cash?
Huh?
Do you still roll around with cash?
No. Not
See?
since my net worth went down.
Not since we lost on Trump coin. I mean, how many people use PayWave? Do you have PayWave?
No.
Bro, everyone here uses PayWave, tap and go on their card, or their phone or their Apple Watch or whatever. You go into a store and you try and count how many people are paying with cash. It's only seniors and the odd person, bro. Everyone's swipe and go, tap and go.
With they just tap their card off.
Yep, it's NFC. You know, just
Yeah.
tap the phone, tap the card. Most of the cards are NFC, PayWave enabled. But here's the kicker, right? Guess who takes a fee for that convenience?
Who?
Fucking Visa and MasterCard, bro.
Yeah, Visa, Mastercard. Yeah, it's their card.
And that payment machine that the business has to pay to use, bro, and it's up to 3% here, over 3% now.
Damn. They pass that on
So
to the customer.
that's what I was just going to say. Most of the businesses, they now have a button you have to press. It says, and they have a little label above the machine, and they said, if you PayWave or use credit, we have to pass on a 2.5% fee, and it comes up and it adds on to your bill.
Wild.
Yeah, so $100, I'm spending an extra $2 that doesn't even go to the business that I'm trying to support locally. It goes to the fucking payment processor.
No one should be between you and your money.
That's it, bro. That's your new slogan, mate.
Hey, that was a good slogan, huh?
Dude, write that down.
No, I tweeted that out the other day.
That was good. Yeah, I didn't see that, man, but that's good.
No one should be between you and your money.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a great slogan.
Yeah, man. Well, for those who are interested, we're going to wrap up. But I mean, for those who are interested in using Send and you do want to, want to get that privacy unlocked on your machine, we'll have that extension out hopefully in the next couple of days. I've been testing it with Send. It works great on the browser. So we'll all be mass senders soon.
Sick. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. But I know you've got a lot cooking too, so good luck with all that stuff. And if we have a guest, if you want to pull up a guest next week, man, maybe Larry's taking a rain check, but we'll have someone come join us next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Send it, brother.
Send it, my man. Thanks, everyone, for attending. We'll catch you next week.
Guys. Send it. Bye.
See you, everybody. Bye.